brought all of you here today to talk about Grandma Jeannie, who passed away February 2008. Grandma grew up in Sterling, where she met Grandpa Jack, and they had a few kids, I think 5, and then they moved up here to Denver, and when they moved to Denver they had one more kid, and that's where they capped off with their kids. 6 kids, 4 guys and 2 girls, which turned into 21 grandchildren, and later on down the road it got to 4 great-grandchildren. When Grandma Jeannie and Grandpa Jack decided to move up this way, they decided to move up this way because Grandma Jeannie and Grandpa Jack thought it would be better work over here. And Grandma worked at King Soopers. She started off as just the bagger, just bagging all the groceries, taking them, giving them to people. Then she moved up to cashier, and after she was done, she didn't really like talking to people, I guess, Grandpa told me. And so then she moved to doing stock, overnight shift, and that's where she ended until she retired. When she was 55, she retired because she had gotten Alzheimer's, and that forced her to retire a little bit earlier than she wanted to. And for as long as I can remember, Grandma Jeannie has had Alzheimer's. I didn't really think when I was younger anything of it. And when I was younger, me and my sister, my mom would take us over to my grandma's, and Grandma Jeannie would just watch us while my mom went to work, and we would, I would do Grandma's hair. I don't know why I always wanted to do Grandma's hair, but she would never let me use a curling iron plugged into the wall. So she would have me sit on the couch there, she would sit in front right here, and I would plug in the curling iron into the couch, and instead of hairspray I would have water and spray it in her hair, curl it, da-da-da, thinking I was cool. And then after that, we would mess around a little bit there. And sometimes then after that, we would go up to the park right up from her house. It was maybe like 10-minute walk or something. And it was really fun just playing on the playground with Grandma there. She would swing on the swings with us, climb on the jungle gym, and just interact with us so much. And then after we would come back from there, then we would be hungry, and Grandma Jeannie would make us some food, whether it was macaroni and cheese, sandwiches, things like that. Was good. She used to make macaroni and cheese, and then she would put little weenies in it that we always really liked to eat all the time. And then, as we grew older, we didn't really need Grandma Jeannie to watch us anymore. We would come by, in and out from, just going to visit her. And she lived at home with Grandpa. They lived over there until she got really bad. I think it's called Sundowner's syndrome. And that's where, when the sun goes down, when you have Alzheimer's, you just start really hallucinating really bad and thinking things that aren't really happening, things that aren't really right. So after that, I think Grandma had Alzheimer's for 10 years, and then we put her into a nursing home. And that really changed everything. Grandma didn't really seem like herself. They put her in a wheelchair and all that. She just always seemed not herself when she was in the nursing home. And story with the nursing home was, I wasn't really there, but Grandma Jeannie was facing the wall one day at the nursing home, and my mom walked in, and she just went off on all these ladies. Why is my mom facing the wall? Shouldn't you be taking better care of her and stuff, blah, blah, blah. And so I I feel like they should have paid a little bit more attention to Grandma Jeannie there. And after, I think it was only about 8 months that Grandma lived at the nursing home for, and I remember I got a phone call from Mom after I was leaving wrestling practice in 8th grade, and she said, Grandma's not doing very well at all, so, come quick down here. And, so we went down there, and things weren't really looking at all real good for Grandma. And so, I went in there, and Grandma's just laying there, and not really conscious, and can't talk at all. And so I just broke down, and I just started crying, and didn't leave the room, and then we had to leave. My mom told, me and Shayla, go ahead and go get some rest. Come back in the morning. And that next morning, we came back over, and my grandma passed away. And that was really rough. Grandma was hanging in there for a long time. And she passed away on a leap year on the 29th of February, which I think is kind of ironic because it only comes around every 4 years, 29th. So, and then Grandma Jeannie was buried up on 104th in Huron, and it's, she was cremated and put her in a wall and have a nice little template up there that we always go see and visit and stuff. And that's the pretty much the gist of Grandma's story there, Grandma's life. So, thanks guys for listening.
Yay!